Can you believe that? Oh, that's taken a while. Right, I'm going to have a swig of my drink while I catch up with myself. So I thought I'd go live this evening just to say hello to everyone and see what's what. Catch up with everyone. It's been far too long. I spend all my life making videos, but none for my channel. So I'm just waiting for my phone to catch up, my second phone I should say. See if I've got enough data. Ooh. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Bear with me 1 second while I just get my second phone up and running. Let's see if it's going to work. Oh, there we go. Let's see if it's going to work. I can hear myself now. Right, there we go. I've got the chat on and a lovely pink case phone. Oh, I'm going to keep that in my hand actually. It's freezing in here. Right, good evening everyone. We finally got here. I'm just going to say a couple of hellos after that bit of messing around. Excuse the mess in this garage. So Ben Likes, hello. Tim, the Scrapline, hello. Jack, hello. Daniel, hello. Jamie Dunn, how are we doing? Dominus, hello. Pudham, Pepperton Junction. Paul, how are we doing? Andrew, Marcus, Chelmswood, hello, how are we doing? The Northeastern Goose, I like that. Brockwell Lane, Ethan, Adam, Josh, Anthony, how you doing? Hope you're keeping well. Matthew Whitmore, Jammy Dodger, Jerry, Joe, Pennington. There's quite a lot of you behind me already. There we go. I'm just going to skip forward. Say hello to everyone. Scottish Railway. Oh. Clive, hello, how are we doing? Oh, hopefully you can see me well. I have to double check. Am I coming through loud and clear? I'm right at the bottom of the chat now. Charlie, hello. So in essence, I thought I'd go live just to update everyone. I'm also building a layout just to your right, my left. And I'm waiting for the latest level of scenery to dry. And it's freezing in this garage. So I thought, why not? Come and have a chat. Simon Reeves has confirmed. Thank you very much. Loud and clear, as ever. You can tell I've not done this in a while because I proper fluffed the first one. Pulled the phone off its gimbal. And then it was locked in portrait mode and you think, oh my word. I think you're about to go live facing the garage door. Oh. Chelmswood, the other half is doing very well. Thank you very much. Chris Usher, how are you doing? I'm very well here, just a bit nippy, so I'm just downing a quick cup of tea. Cheers. I can't see you, probably should open my eyes. I don't know. You might want to keep them closed. So Dylan, what's happened to the channel? I don't think I've seen any of your videos for about 10 months. I believe it or not, it's only been 3 months. However, I have had a spate of messages recently, so I thought I would just update everyone. In case you don't know, I work for Hornby Magazine. Slightly obvious now, isn't it? And I make videos for them. So currently, while the garden is frozen over and covered in snow and any other excuse I can come up with, I'm going to make their videos, continue making their videos. I've made more videos for them than I have ever made for New Junction, which is just insane when you think about it. Great fun. Harry Chapman, wow, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Good evening, Richard, watching you live from the bathroom. Hello. After a long day removing DCC chips. That sounds suspicious. It's normally Cotsmore that watches me from the bathroom, alone. With the baby oil. Right. Hopefully, I've got a heater pointing at me, so hopefully it's not interfering too much. Michelle, how are we doing? Oh, you're fitting Hunt's couplings to HST. That is a painful job, but it's well worth it once you get it done. Chris Usher has asked, any new models? Oh, I've been tempted by, I've just bought myself another Trans-Pennine Express Class 68 from Dapol. So I've got 2 now. Just need the Acura Scale Mark 5s to arrive. And I've also brought myself an O-gauge Fairburn tank engine for the Garden Railway, which is sound fitted. And an update actually on the Garden Railway is, because no doubt people will ask me, the track on the loop is almost done. So that's 125 foot of track laid now. I've been doing bits and bobs, although it's been a bit too wet, a bit too damp to get all the equipment out and film as I go. So I've just been doing it because I thought you'd all like to see an update once it's done. So hopefully very soon we'll be able to have an update on that. Wardle Road's in, hello. Oh, look at that, Wardle Road next to Wardle Bay. Look at that. Steve West, hello. Steve Morgan, I'm all beard. Yeah, I'm all beard. It's all going from the top down to the bottom. I'm just going to finish this sip and I can have my spare hand back. There we go. And for those of you who haven't asked yet, Lulu's right behind me, fast asleep. As ever. You can't quite see. Although you might be able to just see her just there. She's always in here. Cotsmore's in. He's just got in the bath. Right. Chelmswood, thank you very much for that parcel. I've still not shown the other half yet, but thank you very much. For those wondering what parcel he may have sent, the other half is expecting, and I think it was his mum knitted some clothes for new Junction's new Junction. So that was very nice of him. The guy, hey up. Adam Kerr, happy birthday. It's not my birthday, but thank you. Cameron, is the Fairburn tank a brass kit I was talking about? Yes, it is. Yeah, I got it from Chris Stratford up north. Second hand, but I'll tell you what, half the price, so why not? Can't afford a new one. Has the weather caused any damage to the garden railway from Graham Lindley? Luckily, it's not actually, touch wood. So far, so good. I mean, it's currently frozen solid, so hopefully it hasn't. But no, I did prioritise getting the felt and all the wood treatment, all the Cuprinol. I did prioritise getting that finished before the winter arrived, over filming. Because obviously, if I got into winter with bare timber, then we'd have real trouble. Cameron S at New Junction. Bear with. Blimey, a lot of you, 169 of you watching. Blimey. So I'm skipping ahead a bit, just trying to... So David has asked, what work has Mike done for me this month? Well, believe it or not, most of it, because I'm furloughed like half the rest of the country, he's actually doing my filming for me currently, so I'm living the life of luxury. I could get used to this. Tom Ward said hello. Bear Lane, Bangot, I can't read. Carl Braund, hello. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm skipping down the hellos. You're a difficult bunch to keep up with, you are. Tim's in. Can you believe Tim, the man who did all the woodwork, all the work on the garden railway, Mr. T. Pims? He's in. As soon as lockdown's over, you'll be glad to know I'm putting him straight to work. I mean, I'm going to do lots of work filming Tim working. That'll help. Josh has asked, when will the Hornby Azuma release? Well, that's been delayed over a year now. I believe they had a problem in their factory, missed a slot or some such detail, and therefore it just gets put to the back of the queue. So we're all waiting for one of them. Nirate Gold, sadly, no, I've not got any snowplows. I'd have loved to do a video on that in the garden. Right, skipping right down. So David has asked my views on the Bachmann releases. I can understand, I'm going to be very PC here, because I have to be. I can understand why they do the quarterly releases. Oddly, on first look, it's a bit, there's not enough announced compared to something like the Hornby announcement. But then the Hornby announcement sort of covers 24 months, really, by the time it's released. Whereas the Bachmann one, everything is due in the next 3 months. So it is a small snippet, but while they get ahead and address the problems, and annoyingly, at first glance I thought, not much for me, but second glance I was pre-ordering with my local shop, and I didn't think I'd want a with a slack haul, but I've got one coming. Jamie Dunn said, I apologise for giving you the O-gauge bug. Yes, it's all your fault. Someone's selling a Black 5 online and I'm really tempted. Somerset Andy, hello. Colin, hello. Josh Trainer, sorry if I'm missing people. It's been a while. I'm half asleep. The cup of tea's not kicked in yet. And I'm freezing. It's so hard to find MGRS hoppers in N-Gauge. I actually have a drawer of them to my side. Bloody N-Gauge. Eston, hello, how are you? I'm very well. Bit cold. Right, has anyone got any questions for me? Let's keep the chat going. I did have a really fun message the other day. Someone, bear in mind it's 3 months later, watched the last live stream in which I was ranting at people who have Tassimo, which is great when you've got guests and you sort of show off. But then you only get one coffee because it's quite dear for a little pod. Someone sent me a message with boxes of their Tassimo collection saying they're not tight. I thought it was quite funny. Let's have a look. Penny Hill's in, how are you doing? Jamie's got the railway bug again. You're giving up sports while it's frozen. Give up. Dad bod's the best way to go. Cameron S, new phone case. No, this is actually not my phone. You're being recorded on my phone. I quite like it though. Pink and white is the new fashion. Diesel Terminal, hello. Setland Carlisle has said, loving the Hornby channel you were doing. Thank you very much. It does take a lot of time to do that. Well, it's the day job, I suppose. J94 says, hello, Lulu the dog. It is Lulu, yes, indeed. Now, this is a fun fact that obviously my dog is called Lulu, the Cocker Spaniel. The Hornby magazine dog, Mike Wild's dog, is called Luna. And I'm sure Scale Model Scenery has a dog called Lola, I think it's called. So there's a theme here with animals. Can we get Lulu cam? Not, I suppose not today. You can just see her just next to me. If you look past me rear end. You just see this black ball in the bed. She's fast asleep in front of the heater. Andrew Ditton, how are we doing? Dougal sends Lulu a competition stare. Andrew, I think you're the safest person at the moment, all the way up in the Outer Hebrides. It's amazing, you've probably got better signal than I have down here. Andrew Ditton has a very posh channel doing, dare I say, sort of camping / caravanning review channel. Is that what I'd describe it as? Excuse my ignorance there. Tom Ward said hello to Lulu. I'm sure I'll get her up in a minute. Silly Track said his Cocker Spaniel is called Dennis. There you go, you can't beat a Cocker Spaniel. Lonnie Tutt says, what is my favourite locomotive? Well, that changes day on day. Currently, it's the TPE Class 68, and I want it to be the Mark V Nova set that Acura Scale do. If Hornby releases a TPE Class 800 in the very near future, I can see myself falling in love with that. Slightly more than the LNER set that's coming. King Ori, my dog's called Lulu. Hornby Magazine's dog's called Luna. Lula, I don't know where that's come from. Alex Hill has asked, good evening Alex, you're in, has asked, any news on the new Bachmann Class 20/3? When will they hit the shops? Now, when I got one, because I live literally a minute away from Bachmann HQ in Barwell, I assumed that they would be hitting the shops, but they didn't, so I've no idea where they've gone. Presumably they're due, because everything they announce with anyone is due in the next 3 months. So they have their own, I presume their own policy now is to release everything within 3 months. So they've got to be soon. They will have announced the other one, haven't they? The normal 20. We have to remember there's no marker lights on this one. Right, sorry, I'm skipping forward ever so slightly. How's the Garden Railway doing? It's coming on, slowly but surely. Parax77 says, I have a log cabin layout. That's interesting, because Cotsmore, he's one to watch, because he's, well, I think is it next week? His new, I was going to say shed, but that's probably doing it an injustice. His new studio is coming for his new office / railway room. A bit posh, that is. Jamie has asked, when will you get back to working on New Junction? And will it be the Garden Railway first? Well, to be honest, I wanted to do both at the same time. Interestingly, I was surprised at how much the weather gets in the way in the garden, which I think has not only surprised me, but it's also surprised a lot of you, because when the woodwork and whatnot is damp, it has to dry out fully before you can do anything. And also there's a big problem with temperature, because if you lay the track at an extreme, as soon as the temperature swings back, you get buckling and stuff, even if you leave gaps and things. So you have to lay it at the right condition. John's in, good evening. Now John obviously appreciates my natural charm and whatnot. Always like John. So yeah, Jamie, going back to New Junction. So the original plan before lockdown was we have built a brand new layout for Hornby magazine, which you may or may not have seen in the last year's yearbook, the 2020 yearbook, which was the Great Central Railway. So for those of you who remember, I used to have the Great Central Railway buildings that Bachmann did in the loft. Now, they were always sat in their boxes on the O-gauge test track, because I really wanted to build one of the stations. Now, we did that, and it's a 16 by 8 foot layout with a hole in the middle, fully scenic, and we filmed it to death, all this stuff. But annoyingly, due to lockdown, there's bits of it that aren't quite finished, and we need to finish it in the workshop before I can bring it home, which is slightly annoying. So technically, slightly annoyingly for, I suppose, you guys, is I've built another layout, but it's not here yet. And it's driving me mad. Pennington TMD, have you made any visits to the GCR lately? No, I've been stuck in lockdown like everyone else. Essential travel only, folks. To be fair, it won't be long. David's asked, is it intentional on my video there's an advert for Durex? Well, to be honest, if it helps, it helps. Someone earlier, David, was in the bath, similar to you, so I mean, who knows? How far ahead am I? Oh, blimey, I'm quite behind, sorry. Jamie, yes, I'm looking forward to being able to film it and play with it. That sounds weird. Myself as well, and the layout. But I suppose what's delaying New Junction is where the Great Central Railway layout is currently stood, is the space next to Topley-Dale. So if any of you have ever seen those videos, there's sort of a 20 by 10 space next to Topley-Dale where they build exhibition layouts, or sections of them. And that's where we were going to construct New Junction 2, the baseboards for, because I was going to bring the GCR layout here, and then we were going to build New Junction 2, which has a very sophisticated woodwork plan. It's not just like a single level layout anymore. And the GCR layout would fit in the framework, so I can store it in this room, in this garage. So annoyingly, I'm stuck until I can bring that out the way. And since we can't have any travel, Andy Pannett, I've not got the flu or anything, look. It's just freezing in here. It's -1 outside, you know. It's probably just the microphone picking it up. Go watch an edited video, it's better. Edit out the sniffs. Davidson has asked, am I missing the exhibitions? Yes, to be fair, I was just talking about this earlier actually, because I think they're planning or prepping the Worley exhibition to go ahead this year. I would be surprised if large gatherings were a thing this year, to be honest. Whether it's safe or not, who knows? I think really big exhibitions, I don't know anything, I'm just sort of speaking out of turn really, but my thoughts on it, I don't think we'll see them again until the bulk of adults have had the vaccine in the UK. So who knows really? It'd be nice to go to a show again. I do miss them. And funnily enough, you've mentioned the Scotland show. That's probably one of my favourites. That one, the Great Central Railway one. And the Milton Keynes one, obviously Worley as well, will go there. Big shows. I've seen Jenny Kirk's name somewhere. Hello, good evening, you're in. Josh has said, why did you decide to call your channel New Junction? Well, initially, I suppose like most people, it's very difficult to find a name that sticks. But I wanted a name that was quite generic, so it could work anywhere. And also, on the original layout, I was struggling really with what to do. So the theme was building a new junction. So on the big sweeping curve, I had all my little workmen building a new junction. And that was where the name came from, really, and it stuck. Jenny said, get that roof and walls insulated. If only that could be possible. I could do it. I've never been one for... It's the whole point motors debate, really. If I can reach a point, I don't need a point motor, whereas a point motor would be very useful. Same with insulation, really. Right, let's... Owen has said, when is your next New Junction channel video? Well, the Garden Railway I've been plodding on, I've said this earlier, plodding on with it, filming bits of it. I've probably got enough to put together a video, but I don't just want to throw out rubbish for the sake of it. I'd rather put together something nice for you. And actually, I can reveal, I've sent off my Hattons A4 to be steam fitted. And yes, that is right. Not smoke, not that sooth oil stuff. It's actually having steam fitted to it. So that'll look very, very spectacular. We've got a rake of the new Hattons Gresley coaches, 5 of them. They've kindly loaned me. And the magazine. They totally loaned me them. They're in for review currently, but yeah, we'll stick them behind it. And hopefully we'll have some stunning video that I can give to you. King Ori, what colour is your phone? Well, the phones are black, but the phone case, if you're wondering, is pink, white, and it's got butterflies and flowers on it. Love it. Addison Cook, he back. Yes. Let's have a look. Robert's train set. Hello, how are you doing? It says hello to Alan, so I presume Alan's in. Good evening. Corey Central's in. Mark Towers, hello. Let's have a look. Richard, do you think that Hornby will do their magnet lights for Mark 1s? That's from Cameron S. Well, you can buy the lights for the... I can't remember what they're called now. Those coaches they're doing, 4 and 6 wheel coaches, separately. So you can put them in other coaches. So they're doing them separately. So in theory, they already do them. John JMC, yes, the roof does need some insulation. It's on the cards. Let's have a look. Has David answered the question about his new studio? Let's have a look. Ben Davis is in. Good evening. Let me catch up with the comments, dearie me. Sorry, folks. I've been asked many times, have I been to the GCR show, but I've never went to the show. That's from J94. That's one of my favourite shows, that is, because of the Real Trains link. So I hope they bring that back. Let's have a look. David Cook, hello. Mengineer, hello. Let's have a look. Alex, thanks for joining. I'll see you in a bit. Steve is saying that he's looking forward to showing off Little Straw's farm in Engage. It's almost finished, ready for some 80s BR blue. Now that'd be good to see. Although I'm having a real mare with this layout. It's been quite damp in here, so it's currently covered in bits I'm going to use for this layout. Oh, I think Lulu's going to come and say hello. Hello. So, which I can't show you just yet. Hello. Do you want to say hello to everyone? Is that it? I know what's going to happen. You're going to pull my microphone. I don't know if you can see Lulu. Yeah, you can. You can just see her. She's really little. You're going to claw my microphone and say it. You're going to claw everyone. Do you want to come up? There you go. Come this side. There you go. Look at this. Sorry if my microphone's going nuts. There we go. So I feel much warmer now. I've got a body warmer. What scale road vehicle do you use for your 00 gauge? Whatever Oxford do. That's a good one. Sorry if I've just ruined my microphone. Hopefully you can still hear me. Kevin, the real star arrives. Yes, I'm here. It's annoying because this is the only reason people tune in anymore, isn't it? Hey? You're not saying hello to the fans? They're over here. They're over here. Look. They're over here. They're over there. There. There you go. Woody Woodman. Yes, thank you. The only reason people watch is this dog. She's great. You were falling asleep a minute ago. What's going on? What's going on? It's because I'm talking and I'm not doing anything with Lulu. Right. All Jenny's off. I'll see you in a bit. Let's have a look. Let me catch up. I've missed a load of you now. Hopefully you can still hear me all right. Larry Harper's in. Good evening. Geordie, hello. Harry has said he's going to start building scenic display cases, as unfortunately he can't build a layout. What would you recommend as a good diorama? To be honest, I get asked what would I build a lot. And to be honest, I think it's a very personal choice. So build what you enjoy, always, and you'll enjoy it the most doing it that way. If I ask Lulu to shout, she won't shout. She doesn't bark. She's a very good dog. She's very quiet. She barks usually when I come home from work. But that's it. Nathan's in. Good evening. My new train room looks so like Mike's workshop. Well, I took a lot of inspiration from it, believe it or not. John from JMC says his better half Jenna says I look really cute. Was it super cute? Thank you, Jenna. Oh, the dog. Sorry, the dog. I misread that. Terrible. Stealing the show again. You will. Thank you. Ugh. Blech. That's nice, isn't it? Is Lulu a spaniel? Yes, she's a cocker spaniel. Working rather than show. Believe it or not. Not a cross, no. Just a normal working cocker spaniel who doesn't work, similar to me. Problem is, everyone tuning in now is going to think I did this deliberately, but she's a very, very nice dog. Very loyal. Although you can always tell when the other half's out, because this is the only time I get a look in. Very much a mummy's dog. Wipe my nose on the dog, yeah. Well, when she licks me in the nose, it's I'd rather that off. Let's have a look. Has the ceiling and paint job you did in the garage worked as hoped? That's from Simon Reeves. Yes, actually the walls are very nice now. The only problem I've had so far this winter is a touch of damp in here. The walls, there is there's a couple of holes still to the outside, so the door's now sealed behind you with foam and things, like the foam batons you get at the swimming baths, if you remember those. And there's a few more holes I've just got to seal up to stop the wet air coming in. But otherwise, it's almost there, to be fair. Like a lot of people have suggested, I probably really should insulate the roof, but it's one of them jobs. David said the things I do for the fame. Yes, exactly. Get a dog on the show. If only I thought to get a cat. King Ori said, what does it mean by a working dog? Well, I suppose a show dog, a show Cocker Spaniel in this instance, has much longer fur, whereas a traditional working Cocker Spaniel usually is a gun dog. So where people would hunt birds and shoot birds and things, the dog would then go into the brush and collect the bird that's been shot. So her father, her dad, does that, still does that. But it wasn't destined for little Lulu. So basically, realistically nowadays, it's usually the fur type. So shorter fur, not so fuss. Cameron said, could you run a train? I could run a train, but I'd have to turn the stream off. Cosmo says he loves Lulu. She keeps him warm when she stays over. Yes, she's a sucker for anyone who brings pizza. I'll say that much. Helper modeler in the USA is Morton in the Marsh in the Western region. Did the GWR serve this station? Would GWR locos be seen here in 1952, or would the BR locos have taken over? That's from Ed. That's a very good question. I have no idea. Hopefully someone in the chat will be able to answer that or / Google that. Being from the Midlands in the UK, we tend to have a bit of railway snobbery here, so I'm East Coast mainline fan rather than a GWR fan. So I like the trains on the east of the country. I had to think about that, which go from London all the way up the east side of the country. So I'm catching up with you all. Michelle says a full 8 coaches and both power cars sorted while you were talking. That's because I talked for ages. It's nearly been 45 minutes, blimey. Sorry to keep you busy. Hopefully I thought you'd be hosting your radio show tonight, Michelle. Don't you do that on Saturdays? I hope it's Saturday. The Transport Gamer says hello. Jack Topless favourite layout behind you. This is Baronthorpe. It's, bless it, it's not done well over winter. It's probably my fault. I should probably have left the heater on in here. What's my favourite steam locomotive? I kind of like all steam locomotives, to be honest. So that's a bit of a difficult one. It changes as well. I like the famous ones, such as like King Richard or Union of South Africa, things like that. Obviously Tornado. I'm sure the P2 will be very nice when that's finished. And of course they've just announced a V4. So they're building another one. But that does mean next in the collection for the Darlington Locomotive Works might be a brand new A4, but I suppose there's Sir Nigel Gresley, so why would they? It'd be nice. It'd be nice for them to build a new one and then try and beat the speed record. Woody Woodman said Spaniels are also used in the police service in the UK as sniffer dogs, so they hunt for drugs and weapons. Yeah, exactly. I wish, maybe not drugs and weapons, but you could be one of them cash dogs. I remember once getting told off at the NEC because they have Cocker Spaniels, and I went and tried to attract the attention of this spaniel that didn't want to know, and the bloke shouted at me a bit harsh, and he said, if that dog reacts to you, it means you've got a bomb on you and I have to search you. So that was almost a back room with a glove treatment. Michael Atkins, what do I think about the West Coast Railway locomotives in double O gauge? You've got quite a few. You're spoilt for choice, really. Particularly now with the manors. Battle of the Manor. That'd be fun. Wardle Road. I suppose you're talking to David there, aren't you? Is there any denying that Cotsmore's in my bubble? Jacob, Eagle-Eyed Jacob has spotted, is that a 009 gauge layout behind me? Yes, this is the Horn Magazine exhibition layout, Wardle Bay, which was originally done. Hello. We're going fire up. Put it back on my lap. Sorry. Microphone technique. Sorry, Lulu. I'm actually currently expanding this layout that way, and it goes there's another 6-foot scenic section added to it, which is what I'm currently doing. Michelle's on tomorrow at Sunday, 6 p.m. Michelle is our star radio DJ. So feel free to give yourself a plug, Michelle. Oh, sorry, Lulu. Just want cuddles, don't you? Or it's because I'm in the heat. I don't know where to put my hand now. Shame you can't come with a phone mount. That'd be fun. Quarry Central says, any idea why Hornby never made the track detection unit for Railmaster? I have no idea, actually. Good question. Question for Hornby. Unbreakable Player says, hello. Mark Tower, Black 5 always. Black 5. Let's have a look. Doug Park, hello Richard from Richard. Oh, we're going up again. You just want to see that. You have to tell me if she's leaning on the microphone. You're probably just going to hear her like licking my arm. What's my favourite diesel locomotive? That's a good one. I like Class 20s. I love the noise they make. Jamie, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you shortly. Mark Towers, your mug is here waiting. Yes, because me and Mark are actually going to have a brew-off when lockdown allows, to see who makes the best cup of tea. Now, we both know who will win that, because I'm more northern originally than he is, so we sort of live on tea. We're going to have a poll and everything. We're going to go live and just have a brew-off. Jim Smooter, you did miss it, I think. The Garden Railway is plodding on slowly. I've just not got enough content for a video just yet, or a video that I'd be proud to go live. I'm trying to get away from just throwing out a video for the sake of throwing out a video, apart from this video, which is a bit random. So I'm trying to build up the content. It's the problem with trying to put together a nice chunky video. You have to have enough stuff. Michael Atkins, yes, I've got a new Dapple Class 68, and I have an O-gauge Fairburn tank engine. I just need to find the real thing in Steam now, and I'll go and film it. Banford Junction says, I forgot, are you an N or 00 gauge? Well, currently I model all of them, or have all of them. I've got N gauge here, I've got 009 there, I've got O gauge in the garden, and 00 gauge at the Hornby Magazine workshop. 00, Neil is in. Good evening, how are you? It's nice to be on the other side of the camera for once. It's a bit weird, because I'm normally watching everyone. That sounds really weird, doesn't it? Deary me. Mr. Just about to start a nuclear flask transfer site layout. That sounds very nice. That sounds like the old layout that Gowerton Parkway has. I can't. Bradwell's Point, I think it was called. Vincent Weatherly says, how's life in the UK? I think it's been a difficult year for a lot of people, being locked down and whatnot. So I think YouTube and YouTubers have come into their own, because it gives people a social outlet, I suppose, a place to interact with people like I'm doing right now. Not everyone has that luxury, but hopefully it helps, because of course in the UK we're in lockdown currently, so we're only allowed to leave for exercise, essential travel, etc, etc. Richard, I say you should go sober and then allow yourself to be at the optimum excitement for the brew-off. Yeah, but it's practice that makes perfect with a brew-off. That's it, David's got it. Bradwell's Tart. That was the name of Marcus Goughton's layout. Mark said, what's the weather like where I am? It's just icy. I think it was -5 last night, which isn't as bad as up in Scotland. What do they have, -20 or something like that? Let's have a look. Neil, thank you for all your work on the Great Hornby magazine at New Junction. You're very welcome, Neil. Tris, I've never understood that. I've always wanted to ask, actually. Double O Neil, or is it Tristan? Or shouldn't I have revealed that? You're like Clark Kent and Superman. When the glasses are on, you're Double O'Neill. One of them. Eugene Burney, any news? No. Same old, same old. Vincent Weathered is in a 5-day lockdown, apparently. 5 days, eh? Deary me. Try 52 weeks. Geordie, hi Richard again. Are you going to show your garden railway to the paying public? No, but I will have an open day at some point. I wouldn't charge to see it. It's not that good. It's not like a model village you find at the seaside or something. Robert's off. Good evening. Good evening. I suppose good evening and goodbye. Thanks for tuning in. Starkiller has said, Topley Dale has been great content over lockdown. Thank you for all the hard work you and the team do. You're very welcome. There's lots more to come, actually. We're filming, while that series is being aired on the Hornby Magazine channel each month, there's also 3 more on the go in the background. So it's nuts, absolutely nuts. So I find it funny when people say, when's your next video? Because I've been doing nothing but videos. You're not comfortable with that, are you? There you go. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry. Nigel, you thought I was two-headed. Yes, I've got Lulu today. She's keeping warm on me, or keeping me warm, I should say. Hey. Trouble. She's very well behaved. She keeps me company while I'm making things. Cameron says the only problem with the Hornby Magazine YouTube channel is the show is only once a month. Yes, because it would kill me to do it anymore. It's quite a task to film a video anyway, as a lot of you all know. However, to do a video which is nearly an hour and a half long, when you're filming other people as well, is insane, really. But the next one, you'll be glad to know, in theory, if everything goes to plan. Oh. You see there now? You're going to be all right there. No, not on camera. That's not allowed. So the next one is done all by me, and it's about the layout next to me, actually. You're really not comfortable there, are you? Or are you? Like balancing. You're going to pull my clothes off here, aren't you? Right, what have I missed? Someone said, Andy, Richard, I'll subscribe to your Hornby magazine. It's great to read. You should. And to be honest, if you do subscribe, if you subscribe via the Key Publishing Shop, you can select the 12 months of the print magazine, and currently you get free access to Key Model World, which is the website I put all my videos on. Basically, it's the Hornby magazine / Airfix Model World website, and you can see everything on there as well. And you get it first, along with all the news. Plus, you can see all the video series in full and binge watch them like Netflix without any adverts. That was a shameless plug. There you go. Garden Railway Hodge Heg is up as soon as it thaws. Josh Train Room, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Chris Hayball, hello. Claybridge Station, you think Lulu's wanting down? She doesn't want down, look. She won't move. She can go if she wants. Barrow Street, did you enjoy the Curoscale Manor filming Loco? Yes. For those of you who haven't seen, at Curoscale, I've been following the progress of that locomotive since they started. And that was actually one of the first projects I was involved with Hornby Magazine. So it's my best kept secret currently. And that was really fun. There's quite a few actually going on. From this side of the fence of the industry now, it's quite exciting to see how many projects are on the go, how much work it takes, and then also the fact that they can't talk about it, and therefore you have the potential issue of releasing the same loco at the same time as someone else, because of course it's all top secret. Darren Hogg said, Richard, did you run a retail emporium in Hinckley? I did. I used to run Deep Blue Aquatics in Hinckley, actually. The fish shop. The aquatic shop, I should say, not like fish and chips. That was the previous life for 10 years. King Ori says, what editing app and equipment do you use for filming? For the most part, I just use my mobile phone. That's what I'm using right now. Editing, you've got VSDC, which is free software. Of course, you've got the Adobe suite, Photoshop, After Effects, all that lot. Really depends what you want to do. Pennington TMD, Key Model World currently comes free with a Hornby Magazine subscription. So it's basically the new way to look at digital content. It used to be like you'd get a PDF reader on like your iPad or PC or whatever, and you'd be able to click on a video, but now this is a website, so everything's broken down into sections. It's much better. So you can either subscribe to the magazine, and you currently get it for free, or you can subscribe just to Key Model World, and it's £2.50 a month for everything. And you can also get Airfix magazine in that as well. And that includes obviously your Hornby Magazine digital subscription, I should say. Daniel's double O-gate, how hard is it to clean your O-gauge garden railway? It's not difficult. It does take a good morning to do it. So you've got to be prepared. And you also have to do it every time as well. Mark Tower says, we have been spoilt for models in recent times. Yes, actually, because it takes so long to bring them to market. I suppose coronavirus hasn't really, touch wood again, had much effect. I think it's affected the industry by about 3 months, is the last thing I heard. Excuse me, the tea's coming back up. Darren Hogg. Oh, I've been recognised again. That's terrible. I'm guessing you're local then, Darren. Let's have a look. Laura Henley says, what made you start doing model railways? I've always liked them. Same as most people. I had an uncle who was into them, and he had a model railway in his loft. And it was just from there, really captured the imagination, and it's a great hobby to be a part of. Lots of great people in it. Love the creational aspect, try new things. It's just great, and never ends either. Cameron S says, is the GTR layout allowed to be showed on YouTube? Also, I would buy the subscription, but I end up buying it separately each month, as my parents probably wouldn't let me get it. I mean, Cameron, that is a tricky one. I suppose one of the advantages to a subscription is it's A, cheaper, and B, you get Key Model World. The GCR layout will feature in some of the Hornby Magazine shows in the future, but currently I think we are potentially probably 9 months away from that. Whereas in theory you might get it much sooner as a subscriber. Tony has said, when are you going to see Tony again? That guy's hilarious. Yes, but not as funny as Joey, actually. I miss going to Tony. Alfie French there is Tony from Tony's Trains, actually. So, yeah, make sure you tap him up for some discount. Doesn't like earning any profit. I actually need to order some more track with you, actually, Tony. You've well reminded. I feel bad now because Tony always ribs me because it was his idea to put Lulu on film, and then here she is, and I've not done it. She's not stuck to me. Well, she is stuck to me, but not that way. Matthew Moore said, "Hi Richard, great to see you again live. Looking forward to the spring to see some more Garden Railway and new Junction updates. Greetings from Germany." Ooh, hello. Right, I've been on around an hour. Oh, Nick Fogg's in. Hey up, big boy. Have you fixed that motorbike yet, Nick? I hope you're keeping well, you and Sue. Let's have a look. What are my thoughts on all the various sizes of model railroads like N, HO, etc.? That's from Walter. They all have a place. I prefer 00/HO. I love O gauge, but it's a bit rich for my purse. N gauge I find a bit too fiddly. However, if I was, say, living in a flat without a loft or a house without much space, you can have so much in N gauge. Same with 009. I suppose it uses N gauge track like behind me. Funnily enough, both these layouts, this is Wardle Bay, the 009 gauge layout, and behind me is Baronthorpe. Both have been designed that they can go in a average house in a spare room for different budgets. So this is a 4-track mainline, and it's got something silly like 12 or 16 lane storage yard behind it, and it folds up like that and tucks away, and that's why they built them. They also built a O gauge one called 7mm depot. You have to look for that, just to show what can be done. Parrot says, will Lulu have her own channel soon? Well, this is pretty much the Lulu's channel, isn't it? She's like obsessed with my hand. What's up? What's some fuss? John says, hey Richard, just want to say, loving the Hornby magazine banter, often hilarious, keep it up. Often, not always. You'd be amazed actually how much I'm told to cut from the shows I put together. For obvious reasons, they're quite strict, and my sense of humour can be a bit unpublishable sometimes. So I'm just glad they've started to let me put some outtakes in. I'm doing some videos with Tony from Tony's Trains soon, and he's got a very dark sense of humour, and I'm really hoping they let me put some of his outtakes in, but they might not be the most PC. Nothing offensive, but just not very PC. Simon Reeves says, if you could have a massive layout, would you? And what would be the theme around it? To be fair, in my day job, I now film/photograph lots of layouts. And I do think you can get to a point where your layout is too big for an individual or for me personally, to be enjoyable. So I prefer a roundy, which tail chaser, which I can enjoy trains coming on. So yes, we could always have a bigger layout, but I think anything much bigger than sort of the 30-foot mark in any direction, unless you're planning something really of scale like a York station as a scene, becomes very big. So obviously I'm a bit biased because I like filming, so if you have to wait for a train to come around, that takes forever. Like Heaton Lodge Junction, Britain's biggest railway, is fantastic to see, but 200 foot long and 50 foot wide, it takes 7 or 8 minutes for a train to come around, and you don't get to see many trains at 7 minutes a time. Cotsmore, just use the horn to beep it out again for Tony. Believe it or not, I do have a set of outtakes where I've done that, and that was refused. Hello. Right, I won't be too much longer. I've been over an hour. Simon Reeves, ultimately, I would say, I've always said, it comes down to personal space and budgets and whatnot. I've seen a lot of layouts where they don't really get off the ground because they're either too big or they're just people trying to model what they think other people will like, particularly for YouTube channels, and it ends up not being the most satisfying hobby. And ultimately, it's your hobby, so it's got to be right for you personally. Dick Fogg, thank you very much. You're the second person to say you've had a Durex advert before my videos. That's a very interesting one, that is. I did tick that this video wasn't for kids. It's a bit late for me now, isn't it? Adam Boffey says, hello, I'm 13 and have an Engage layout he built for himself. That's very good. Mr. Mister says, cute dog. Yeah, she's very clingy today because she's cold, so I won't stay out too much longer. Dave says, I must say I prefer smaller layouts. My next one is a small piece at only 9 foot. Yeah, I mean, that's, to be fair, 9 foot, I'm trying to think now. This layout is 8 foot scenic now, with a sort of 1.5 foot extension. So that's quite a lot, actually. It's still quite a big layout, but yeah. It's got to suit you. I suppose it suits your room. You've got to do it well. Daniel's 00 gauge model railway says, can you do a blooper video? Believe it or not, I do have blooper videos at the end of every Hornby Magazine show on the Hornby Magazine channel, usually with me. And I got told off for not putting enough of my bloopers in, but then I'm a bit blue-tongued when I start messing up, so I can't air my own things. Lee Greenwood says, I left and rejoined the video, and both times it showed a Durex video. What's it trying to say? And to be fair, I always thought Google Ads were based on what people are searching, so just a time to look at yourself. James Chorley says, hello Richard from the West Midlands, hello from the East Midlands, just. Mr. Minster says, my doggy had a camo neck warm. He comes to me every morning to put it on. Oh. Lulu normally comes out, and the other half has the bigger four-legged friends in the name of horses, and she goes on play dates with the dogs, Lulu, that is. And she has to be, because she's the smallest one, she has to be covered in the full body suits because she gets too muddy otherwise. Oh, what are we doing? Yeah, desperate to get comfortable. Andrew Ditton says, I'm currently on a 00 gauge box file, 2 box files together, which is enough for me right now. That's true, Andrew. Perfect. It's got to suit you. Andrew, where do you get your trains from in the Outer Hebrides? That's a good question for you. Or do you just send Dougal off to go and get? I need to come visit you someday. Behind my phone right now is my little treat to myself, my adventure motorcycle. I need to come and see you when we can, and Nicola Sturgeon allows it. Clydebridge Station says, well, I got no advert when I tuned in. I guess you're lucky. Well, not saying Google's trying to tell you something, but Beaten How, hello, how are we doing? It's been ages. Let's have a look. Oh, Anthony, you've asked the question there. Cotsmore went into the loft, kitted out the loft, boarded it out. Oh, there we go. Boarded out the loft, and then decided to build a brand new building for it. So lots to come on that channel. Andrew, mail order, TMC worked well for me. You'd be very welcome to come and play trains. And with Dougal, obviously. Trains. Dogs are where it's at. Right. Simon Reeves says, downside to YouTube Premium, I didn't get the ad. You're missing out. The new Junction branded Durex. Let's have a look. James Shawley, yes, I have visited the Severn Valley. Yeah, I went to the 50s Gala Day where they had the 10 or 11 of them. Ethan Henderson said, am I excited for the new Hattons 91? Don't start that rumour. Hattons, I don't think are doing a class 91. It's Hornby that are doing one. And I'm very excited. I'm sure that's just a misspell. Unless I've missed some top news and I need to rush off and go and talk about it. Right. So coming to the end of this stream, if anyone's got any final questions, fire them up. Oh, here we go. Chris Hable. Watching Dean Park and Everard Junction is like watching an art show. They have done loads for the hobby, but enjoying the Hornby show. What got you into it? Well, dare I say it, people like David Watson and Richard Everard Junction. that's probably what got me into it in later life. To be fair, watching those guys, people like there's a channel called Glebe Junction. That was one of my faves, and Five Elms as well. That's very much a sort of that standard, and they really got me into it. And I really like the cinematic part of the hobby as well, and of course the social interaction. Oh, Anthony, yes. As soon as Anthony's a local boy, so as soon as lockdown's ended, come on up. There we go. I'll talk to the mic. There we. Come on. There we go. We're having cocker hugs now. Look at that vertical. Let me see if I can put you back. Bear with me. Never worked with animals or children. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me. Dog got a bit excited then. Poor thing. That's the problem with wearing this mic. Right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Anthony's local and I can't go and visit him because we're in lockdown. Sonofrus said, would I build a US based layout? Now, actually, yes, I would. However, let me just turn it slightly. Would I build a US layout? I would, although I do have a real inkling to build a Swiss layout, believe it or not. Yeah, so much for hiding the new layout. Well, to be fair, it's just brown at the moment. There you go. Yeah, here comes the blooper part of the stream. Deary me. Let's have a look. What have I just missed? My camera's gone weird. Yeah, poor Lulu, bless her. She just caught the microphone. She's gone to bed now. Right. Richard, you should do a Hatton's Class 66 review. To be fair, I did do a video on one. They did send me one of the initial press samples. This was when they first came out. When I still had the original loft layout. I actually think they're a really nice locomotive, and I think now they've reduced the price to something ridiculously good value. I think they're £119. Someone will correct me. Excuse me, they're £119, I believe, which makes them absolutely phenomenal value, and they work really well. There fall off them and things like that, but details fall off other brands. But I don't know. There can be a bit of a feeling that sort of a bit of a lynch mob effect when a model comes out, but I think if people get things really wrong, then yes, they deserve the flack. But a company like Hatton's, if you have a problem, send it back. They'll send you a new one or refund you. No fuss at all. So I think they're great, and I've got a few now actually. Trying to think how many I've got. 3, I think. Yeah. Oh, there we go. The 66 are £119. So I mean, for a brand new tooled loco, it's very heavy, super detailed. I think they're great. Very collectible. Yes, new Junction will be in this room, this garage. Cosmo says, did I buy a shorter salmon wagon? I've not got any yet, actually. I'm waiting to see what happens with that, actually. That'll be interesting because I suppose there's been no public response to that at all. So I'm just waiting to see what happens. I think as the model goes, they're very heavy. And they look great, and I've actually wanted them, and they've got the more modern bogeyed version coming next. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with them, because they're the ones I'd actually want for my collection. It doesn't really bother me because I wouldn't notice, but that's just because I'm I've not got one of the kits to compare it to. Dippertown Junction, it's new Junction is in that double O gauge. Is currently in a queue because we've built a double O gauge heritage line railway, which is 16 by It's either 16 by 8 or 16 by 10. It's got to be 16 by 8, which is currently, we got caught out by this lockdown, and it's currently in the space next to Top Liddell in the Hornby Magazine workshop. And the plan was I'd bring that home, put it here, and then New Junction, the woodwork can start there, and we'll get it smashed out, a couple of days, done. And then that comes here, and then wham bam. But we're currently stuck because I can't go and get the Heritage Line Railway, which is annoying. It's the one that's in the yearbook, which is annoying. So, but there we go. Lots of people's lives have been affected, so I shouldn't moan, because it's it will happen. It's there. Let's have a look. Richard said, any ideas when we'll see a livery sample of the LNER 800 from Hornby? I believe it's past that. I don't think we will see a livery sample. I think it'll just be the product arrives now, and I have a feeling they'll arrive very soon. So last I heard was March was the time. That may be completely wrong, but that's what I remember. King Ori says, Hatton 66 is superior in detail, not so much on performance. That's interesting, actually, because I thought that my ones I've got are very good performers. I do have a couple of older Bachmans, because there's various versions of the Bachman 66, which is also a very good model, but some of the earlier ones didn't like the curves on New Junction, and used to derail, and there was a bogey issue that you had to sort of retrofit. But if you, like I say, if you have any problems with any model from any manufacturer, the test of a good retailer / manufacturer is how they handle a problem, not necessarily how they don't handle a good situation. So if you're not happy, send it back, get a new one, get your money back. I think the Hatton 66 is it's a shame, really, what's happened with all that. I can understand why, with all the fallout and things, but it's a shame because with retailers commissioning models, etc., it really does give us so much choice, where ordinarily manufacturers probably wouldn't have tackled models. Broad Paula said, what type of HST do you like the most? MTU, VP185 or Valenta? That's an easy one. Valenta every day. Nick Fogg says, have a word with yourself, a pink phone, don't say it's not yours. No, well, it's not mine, but I'm going to keep it. I think it looks quite nice, actually. Coppered unit. Is Cotsmore standing behind the camera or hiding under the chair? I don't think anyone would want to risk hiding underneath my chair, to be honest. Clive says, Richard, are you going to have a Hornby HST in the blue Pullman livery? I would like one. I'd like to see what colour it's going to be. I don't. It's really. I'm going to divide you now, because I'm not a fan of the Midland Pullman livery. Unsubscribe. I'm not a fan of that livery, so I kind of am an aunt, but I want one just because of the collection, the collectible side of it. It's really bad, isn't it? Michael Atkins says, you should make a 00 gauge Lulu to go with your 00 gauge Richard minifigure, my peon legs. To be fair, I have spoken to Alan at Model U about that, and if we can get her to sit still long enough and not move, we'll do it. The problem is getting her to sit still. She may do it, but of course for the scan you have to have someone walking around with an iPad in a couple of circles, and to get a dog to stay still and focused on you could be interesting. Let's have a look. Pepperton Junction, there we go. We'll sit in the don't like it either corner. Andy Bennett, I am very well, thank you very much. A bit nippy. Of course, we met at the Myog show. That's a while now. I think they've just cancelled their, or we've just missed their latest one, because they cancelled last year's, and I think the next one's just cancelled. Don't quote me on that. James Corey says, hi Richard, do you know Sam's trains? Yes, know Sam quite well actually. Very nice bloke, chap. To be fair, slightly jealous that he's about to tick over the 100,000 subscriber mark if he's not already, and he'll get the YouTuber plaque. Now that would be fun. The Fly, yes, spot a lockdown haircut. I was having this buzz cut long before lockdown, I tell you. Absolute classic. Iron Horse Heathen, good evening. Nick Fogg says, mine's rose gold. You mean your phone case? Says a lot about you, that. Right. So I've been on well over an hour now, so I am going to say goodbye. I'm just going to answer the last question. Oldendale Junction, if you don't mind answering, why have the videos been sparse? Mainly because I've only got a garden railway and it's winter. Simple as that. Banford Junction, can I show us some of my locos? You will get that very soon when a video arrives, finally. The Fly, sorry, you just got here. Go and check out a Hornby Magazine video. Right, so I'm going to bid you all good evening. I'm going to go and rescue Lulu from the cold. She's currently gone back to bed again. But thank you very much for tuning in. Always a pleasure. And thank you very much as ever. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and Hornby Magazine channel and the usual shameless plugs. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. It is appreciated, and stay safe, and I'll see you soon. So now I've got to do the awkward walk of shame where I go behind the camera and turn it off. So thank you very much, folks, and I'll see you next time.